Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Space Cowboy here. Welcome back to the channel with another video for you guys here today. And I wanted to talk about Micah Parsons because there has been a lot, and I mean a lot of great things to come out about Micah Parsons and his work ethic, what he's been doing, what he's striving to do this year. And it really feels like this upcoming season he is going to be the defensive player of the year. So before we get into that discussion, if you guys can hit the like button, that'd be greatly appreciated, as well as subscribing and hitting the notification bell as well if you are a part of the 88% of people that are not subscribed. And hit the notification bell so you get notified when stuff comes out. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers before training camp begins. We're right there, so let's see if we can do it. And yes, so let's talk about it. So in the previous video, we talked about how Mazi Smith is really coming along, and Jonathan Hankins, him and Mazi are kind of getting featured throughout the defensive tackle rotation. One of the biggest things is that what exactly are we looking forward to with Micah Parsons? We're hearing that he's trying to do edge full-time. Then recently he came out and said that he's trying to make 2023 the year where he's used the most versatile that he can be, if that makes any sense. And I think that's how you have to use Micah Parsons. If you've seen Micah Parsons like I have from, when he was in high school to when he was at Penn State and then to now the NFL with the Cowboys, he really is a do-it-all player. Even though you can argue that he's primarily one of those edge guys that specializes there, and really it was an accident the Cowboys stumbled upon it, and a good one at that. So why do I think that Micah is set to be Defensive Player of the Year in 2023? Well, he's got the name recognition, and he's got those accolades to back him up. As much as I hate to say it, some of these awards are popularity contests, and realistically, he could have, I'm not going to say he should have won it last year. If he did not kind of slump towards the tail end, he most likely would have won it. But it was a two-man race between him and Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa, kind of has the same mantra as Micah Parsons is. They are both the leaders of their respective defenses, and they're the reasons why really their defenses have reached certain heights to a certain extent. Of course, you got guys in that defense with the 49ers like Fred Warner, for example, and I know I'm missing there's a young safety I'm missing. I don't know everybody on the frickin' 49ers, so don't kill me on that. But my point is that Micah Parsons now has the tools in place around him to really lead this defense. And on top of that, he's getting lessons from Von Miller. We saw him getting lessons from DeMarcus, where this dude is hungry for more, and he's not settling for what he got. And you got to keep in mind, the dude's young, too. Like, with how young he is, to have the accolades he has, again, going back to it, it is a popularity contest. So as much as I hate to say it, it is true that if you're trying to win a certain award, you need to get your name out there so people think, because it's a media voted award. So I think the media will be on his side, and I don't, it's really hard for a player to win back-to-back awards like that unless like you're really damn good and you can justify it, like an Aaron Donald or when J.J. Watt was winning it, that kind of player. So I think voter fatigue could take place. And again, like, whoever wins it deserves it, depending on the situation. But I think that's the benefit to Micah. He's going into a year where he didn't win it, and he should be pissed he didn't win it because he knows he could have won it. It was really his award to lose, if I'm being completely honest with you. And I think this upcoming year, if you were to bet, I would bet, as of right now, that Micah Parsons and we'll circle back to this video like I did when I predicted he was going to be Defensive Rookie of the Year. I think that Micah will be Defensive Player of the Year in 2023, 2024. Whatever the season result for the I really don't give a shit about that because we're just talking about the individual player. So we like the work ethic we're seeing from him. And, he's not afraid to speak his mind. He's excited to know that he's working with players that he wants to work with, like Mazi. And like we talked about, I think Mazi's going to help him take it to that next level. And I think the one thing that's really holding Micah back, if we saw last year, was just the fatigue that came in because of the lack of help from other positions. If you kind of look how Micah came into the league, when you saw him being used all over the place, that's when he was used best. I think forcing him to be an edge is a bit concerning, sort of, because, you know, you don't want to lose that. But if Mike is going out there and saying, listen, man, I'm going to do whatever the hell I want, so be it. I think that that's the best way to go about it. So, you know, when you look at the landscape of the league, you know, people talk about other names, you know, just to throw them out there. I'm not saying in any particular order. You know, people are like, oh, Hassan Riddick and how many sacks he had. And, you know, you think of cornerbacks that can get interceptions, right? I don't really have any off the top of my head. I think that usually the award goes to a player that gets a lot of sacks. You know, you think of TJ Watt as well. I think that's another guy you want to keep an eye out on. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if he's in the ring for that. But I think the key thing in all of this is that if Micah Parsons has a similar year or better to his contemporaries, the award's most likely going to be his. And, you know, people want to say that the Cowboys don't win awards because they're the Cowboys and because of the media. Yeah, I get it. There's a bias to a certain extent. But I think the key thing is remember, when you look at guys that have accolades, what's the number one thing? Like, okay, they came in and, like, for Trevon Diggs, right? You saw what he did. He got those interceptions. He got his name out there, and, you know, now he's getting those all-pro nods. He's getting these Pro Bowls. That's a key thing, you know, and I hate to, again, harp on that, but it's true. So I think that Micah will have the media recognition. I think he'll have the stats to back it up, and more importantly, the team success as well. I think that if the Cowboys defense continued the level of play, which was, I would argue, was unsustainable at that point in time, if Micah Parsons and that defense play at a level that is top 3 or higher, or best defense in the league, that is another thing that goes into his checkbox to be Defensive Player of the Year. He would be the guy that captained, basically, the best defense in the NFL. Like, you kind of look at how they looked at it with Nick Bosa, like, okay, the 49ers had the best defense in the league, so therefore they should get, he should get that award. And I think that, you know, same thing with TJ Watt. Now, sometimes, like, again, sacks don't mean everything. I think that we know, anybody in Cowboy land will tell you that Micah Parsons is a versatile player, and he does things better than just pure edge rushers. We know that. Like, I don't think I need to tell anybody this. Micah Parsons is a very damn good all-round defensive player. You know, this is just my opinion, you know. When you look at guys like Hassan Riddick, or you look at guys like J.J. Watt or Nick Bosa, these dudes, you're not playing fucking linebacker. You know, I remember when Hassan Riddick was playing linebacker with the Cardinals, a guy that went to Temple, nearby school, so I'm familiar with what he's done. He didn't play like he was being played out of position. I really felt like the dude was more of an edge rusher. And look, he goes to Philadelphia and Carolina, and they use him as an edge rusher, and he thrives there. That's not saying he's a bad player. I'm just saying when you look at it, all things considered, Micah Parsons has that viewpoint from people, yo, you are a all-round, a really damn good defensive player. And all-round, I think that as long as the Cowboys have a good season and are in the mix for the postseason, it doesn't matter. It's a regular season award. As long as the Cowboys make it to the postseason and that defense is really fucking good, I think that the award is Micah's to lose, and I think he will be Defensive Player of the Year. It's just a matter of time until he wins one. So I think that next year he's going to turn it up. I think he'll get like maybe 13 plus sacks, 16 plus, and he'll do enough to justify. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think Micah Parsons is deserving of a Defensive Player of the Year? Did you think he should have won it last year? Do you think he'll win it this year? Please tell me down in the comment section below. I will catch you guys in the next video. Please make sure to hit a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, guys, have a good one. Goodbye.